Well, all right, let's see if this is working. I don't even know if this is working out. Hopefully it does. Hopefully it works out. Hopefully. Looks like it's working. Looks like it's working. Is it working? Balzo, what's going on, bud? Good to see you. How are you? So what do you guys think? What do you guys think is going to be today? What do you think they're going to do? I still very much in the air about what I think is going to be released. I've seen, obviously, I think everybody else has seen that there's going to be a Warhammer 40K game for the fantasy game, obviously. I think that's pretty much on track. Majay, what's going on, bud? Good to see you. I think that's pretty much on track, that it's going to be Warhammer 40K. Yeah, I don't really know. Still kind of up in the air as far as what I think the historical Total War is going to be. I don't know. What's up, Carrion? Empire 2? Empire 2, I mean, it has been a while since they've done a gunpowder game. It definitely has been a while. So, we'll have to see. I have the obviously I have the Total War stream up, but I have a lot of the chat up here on the side as well. A lot of people are saying Rome 3. A lot of people are saying Rome 3. I'm seeing a ton. I'm still seeing a ton of Rome 3. Yeah, Rome 3, Total War Star Wars. Yeah. I mean, I've seen Medieval 3. I've seen Empire 2. I've seen Napoleon 2. I've seen Thrones of Britannia 2 a couple of times in there. If I had to put money on it, for the best thing for CA, if we get Empire 2, I'm banning everyone. I think best thing for their money, it's either going to be Medieval 3 or Rome 3. Those to try and bounce back from all, and this isn't throwing hate. I'm not, being mad at anything or whatever. I'm just saying, like, with trying to battle back against all of the Warhammer stuff, like Warhammer 3 and all the DLCs and all the other thing, and then the historical titles that they gave us, Troy and Pharaoh. It's got to be Medieval 3 or Rome 3. Like they had, in order to bounce back and be in the good graces initially to be in the good graces of the true historical fans, it has to be one of those two. Whoa. We did it. Thanks for support. Oh, we got somebody to subscribe, I guess. Thank you. Didn't even show who it was. But I definitely appreciate you. Thank you very much. But that's only step one. Step 2 is how is the game going to be? If it is Medieval 3, before Rome 2 remaster. If it is Medieval 3 or Rome 3, how is it going to be? Is it going to be Warhammer style like Troy and Pharaoh was? Kind of how Three Kingdoms was, but one of the things that I really enjoyed about Three Kingdoms was you could do either records mode or romance mode. So you could have your god tier general that you could level up and give him specific gear and give him specific stats and everything. Or not stats, but abilities. And then you had records mode where you still had the same general he was just in a general. He was in a bodyguard unit. So, but yeah, I think those two things, like those are gigantic. Those are gigantic things. I know that a while back I was saying, you know, I think that I did think for a while that a bad choice would be for them to do either Medieval 3 or Rome 3 right off the bat, and I think that was because I would be worried that the rest that part of the community. I mean, everybody's going to be pissed off. You can't make everybody happy, but there would have been some sort of backlash as far as like, oh, you could have done this the whole time and you never did it, something along those lines. But you know, now we're getting down to the wire here. Rome 3, Medieval 3 are really their only two choices that they can do that will immediately make the historical fans happy to see those titles. And then the larger side of that coin to me is how the game is, like how it's going to be played out. Is it a Rome 2 Medieval 2-ish, look, or is it going to be another Warhammer style, God tier general kind of thing, or are they going to mix it like they did with Three Kingdoms? As long as I'm happy, I don't care. What was that? It's going to be Richard the Lionheart single entity murdering everything, like a Lubu kind of thing. This will make or break. Oh, absolutely. Absolutely, Ragnar. 1,000%. It will definitely make or break them. There is no other way. I don't think that there is any other way. They have to swing. This has to be a bomb. This has to be a home run hit for a historical title. It has to be. Historical fans need some OP Joe. Fantasy got too much love. I do, Major. I honestly I agree with you. Like I said, I'm not hating on medieval. I'm not hating on the Warhammer anything or in any way. But it's they got to show historical fans the historical side of the community some serious fucking love. Some serious fucking love. Last historical game was Thrones of Britannia, and that was a spin-off. Yeah, Thrones, what was that, 2018? I think Thrones of Britannia came out, 2018. So, I'm gonna see, hopefully this is working. Hopefully I got the sound to work correctly. So we're gonna, whoa, that was really fucking loud. I apologize for that right off the bat. Let me know if you guys can hear that. You should be able to. Looks like it's registering on my side. You can hear it? Okay.
Okay. Set and action.
Hello everyone, and welcome to the Total War Anniversary Showcase. I'm Steve Coleman, Senior Community Manager across the Total War franchise. On behalf of everyone at Creative Assembly, we're thrilled to be here with you today to celebrate one truly monumental milestone, the 25th anniversary of this iconic strategy franchise. Throughout this year, we've been celebrating the legacy of Total War by shining a spotlight on each of the games that we've released since the year 2000. But today, we look forward to the future and the exciting next generation for the franchise. This showcase is your front row seat to everything we've been eagerly building behind the scenes. Across fantasy and historical Total War, we're working on a range of projects that span different eras, styles, and stages of development. And now, we finally get to share them with you. Whether it's long-awaited updates, bold new ideas, or glimpses into the future of Total War, there's something here for every kind of strategist. So without further ado, let's jump into things with a quick message from a true veteran of the studio. Someone who's had a part to play in almost every Total War game.
Thanks, Steve. I first walked through the doors of Creative Assembly in November 1999, hoping to land my next role in game development. Little did I know that during my interview, I would be shown an early glimpse of Shogun Total War. Over 25 years later, you've conquered history's most pivotal eras, witnessing the fall of Rome, surviving the turbulence of the Middle Ages, and establishing empires at the dawn of the modern world. You've also crossed dimensions into one of fantasy's most iconic settings, conquering the vast Warhammer world with legendary warriors in conflicts that defy reality. Thanks to your support, we get to continue pushing the boundaries of what Total War is capable of. So whether you're a fan of our history or fantasy titles, throughout it all, our aim is and has forever remained the same, ensuring everyone playing our games is excited to take one more turn. Now, what better place to begin the celebrations than with an early look at what's to come in Total War Warhammer.
This isn't just another update. It's the end of the world.
He's back. And this time, he's more determined than ever.
Growing up, Warhammer was easily one of my favorite pastimes. I fondly remember buying countless copies of White Dwarf, reading the battle reports within, and dreaming of what I might buy from the mailer at the back of each magazine. Like me, many of my teammates at Creative Assembly share the same deep love for Warhammer and the hobby that surrounds it. And nearly 10 years into developing content for this incredible series, the excitement is as strong as ever. Each new character, faction, or creature we work on brings fresh energy to the team. The diversity of the lore ensures that every faction is distinct in its design, filled with rich stories and larger-than-life personalities. It's that variety and depth that keeps the project exciting for us, and it continues to be an amazing world to help bring to life. When we first set out to develop this series, our aim was to do something that no other Warhammer game had done before, to create a definitive strategy game experience that spanned the four corners of this amazing fantasy world, with the aim of including as much of Games Workshop's iconic lore, characters, creatures, and key events as possible. It's certainly been a journey of a lifetime for us, one that we've loved sharing with you and hearing your experiences of forging empires, felling enemies, and venturing to the darkest corners of the Warhammer world.
I mean,
but we aren't.
I was going to say this real quick. As far as the
next year, we need you to join the forces of
as far as the
undead.
Warhammer universe goes.
Determine the fate of this world.
They really did make it look really pretty. They really did. Like, they put a lot of graphical intensity into these games. And the explosions look amazing. I can definitely say that.
Can begin. Rise, my mortals. You will come to me and submit. Come to me and witness my ascension.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. Visually, Warhammer games look great and the rest is meh.
And I shall reign over oblivion.
So the fact Warhammer is paying for the story they made bank. Oh, absolutely they did in Norris. Absolutely they did. I think all of the DLC helped that as well.
So be it. I am death incarnate. This world will kneel.
I have my dog down here with me. Keeps trying to go under my desk.
That's right. Nagash has arisen, and he's bringing the apocalypse with him. He and his undead legions are
Did he
finally
just say the
invading
Gash
Total War Warhammer
has
in
risen?
summer
The Gash?
2026
Oh, Nagash.
with the Lords
I
of
thought
the
he said
End
the
Times.
Gash.
And he's not coming alone either. 3 other iconic legendary lords from the End Times will be joining the fight, along with terrifying new units, devastating mechanics, and lore-inspired objectives. And yes, we've got a brand new free legendary lord for everyone to enjoy. For those who don't know, the End Times is basically the Warhammer Apocalypse, and it's the ultimate battle between the forces of good and evil. During this event, Archaon the Ever-Chosen leads the
Warhammer
forces of
Worlds.
chaos in a final
This is
assault to
the
destroy
end
the world.
of big Warhammer
But as the forces
DLC.
of destruction rise, legendary heroes and factions from across the world form uneasy alliances to resist annihilation. And as we announced earlier this year, Warhammer 1 and 2 owners can also join in on the action, as Immortal Empires is now accessible to all players who own
What's
one
up,
of
Armin?
the
Good to
games
see you,
from the
bud.
trilogy. We're incredibly excited for our players
Another
to experience
DLC.
this content
Yeah.
as we celebrate an amazing
I think
10
there's,
years of working on this game. Whether you're a veteran
couple
or
more
returning
after this,
time
too.
away,
Nothing
there's
crazy,
never
though, I
been
don't think.
a better
This is like
moment
the
to
big,
dive
big-
in. This isn't
This
just
is the
another
big
update.
fucking
It's
announce
the end
for
of the
Warhammer
world.
DLC. At least for Warhammer
Nagash
3.
isn't just a villain, he is the king of the undead. This is the ancient evil who turned Nehekara into a lifeless desert to claim dominion over the dead. His first attempt to extend that desert to the entire world failed, but he is back. And this time, he is more determined than ever. To bring that presence to life, we focused on making him feel truly imposing. As the greatest
There are
of all
like 4 more minimum
necromancers and
DLCs
wizards,
they've already said
he's a
for
figure
Warhammer.
above
Alright.
politics
But we
and
get Total
mortal
War
concerns.
Scooby-Doo.
He does not need to motivate anyone. He simply states what will happen. His goal from the beginning is clear: to turn the world into a land of the dead. His undead corruption spreads relentlessly as he claims lost power, seizing the Black Pyramid, gathering his scattered books, and raising armies that stir simply from his presence. And he doesn't come alone. Nagash can summon his Mortarks by luring them from other factions. Archon the Black, for example, who abandons his Tomb King Thais to write a Dread Abyssal and flood the world in deadly witchlight. Nagash's arrival brings not only doom, but a unique undead roster that draws from both the Vampire Counts and Tomb Kings, uniting ancient death and vampiric horror under one banner. From the crypts and catacombs rise ancient figures like Warlock Harkon, the ruthless Blood Knight whose blade has tasted the blood of kings. He is joined by Tomb Heralds, the internal guardians of Nehekaran royalty, and the towering Morghast Archai, created by Nagash's own hand to hunt the souls of the defiant. And then there is the Kemric Titan, a colossal woe construct that stomps and flies across the battlefield like a walking apocalypse. With all this in mind, Nagash's goal remains unchanged. He seeks to reclaim enough power to choke the life from the world itself, binding all undead to his will in a single, world-ending ritual, as is his grand design.
Bringing the end times to Total War Warhammer meant more than adding new content. It meant reshaping the very fabric of the campaign map to reflect the devastation unleashed by a host of apocalyptic events. Depending on their choices, players will witness a Warhammer world transformed. Lush meadows now drawn in molten rivers from volcanic eruptions. Earthquakes split the land into colossal fissures, rendering cities into ruins beyond repair. Craters from warp-fueled meteors scar the terrain, and entire continents may be left barren. The campaign map has never felt so apocalyptic and alive, and we're thrilled for players to shape their own vision of it. Of course, such devastation means new battlefields. Our team has crafted epic new maps to reflect the chaos. Players can expect battles fought within the sunken ground of an earthquake fissure, with lava pouring from all sides, fighting at the very edge of an erupting volcano, or in giant craters created from warpstone meteor showers. It's nothing short of the monumental destruction only the end times could bring. We've really tried to make these key moments in the lore as immersive to play through as possible. One of the most haunting new settlement locations is Nagashazar, the dread fortress of Nagash himself. With its towering necromantic architecture, glowing skulls, and eerie green witchlight, it's a place where death reigns eternal. The environment team have poured their passion into crafting a map that feels otherworldly, so let's take a brief look at it in action.
This world dies. You let chaos claim it.
The biggest tragedy is them pitching Star Wars Total War as an idea and it being Star Wars and not the EU. This Harry Potter world. What is this shit? It's Warhammer, dude. I mean, this is like Endgame. Well, not Endgame, but I guess like apocalyptic, crazy shit.
This world dies and becomes my domain.
Lords of the end times.
Hello there. I'm Lord Master of Sotek. You may be familiar with me from a Twitch and YouTube channel and other stuff where I talk about and focus on Warhammer Fantasy lore and literature, amidst some other things. And today I'm going to be serving you as the Herald of the End Times. But I'm not alone, because I'm joined by Rich, Victor, and Todor, who you are likely familiar with at this point. And today we're going to be chatting about the Lords of the End Times. So to start us off, is this really the end for Total War Warhammer? Like, is this the final
I like
thing?
that
which
guy's
a
wearing
lot
a
of people
Thrones
have
Britannia
feared
shirt.
is going to be the case.
No,
That's pretty cool.
Absolutely not. This is just a moment in the Warhammer lifetime, and there's going to be more content still to come after this, I'm pleased to say.
Excellent. That is what I very much like to hear. So getting into the actual content itself, what is the End Times going to be bringing to the game that's going to change our experiences? For people that are familiar with Immortal Empires and have played hundreds of campaigns, what is the End Times specifically going to be doing to shake up the experience?
So, first of all, we're bringing a set of characters. One of them we'll discuss a bit later here. And there is another significant update that comes to the Immortal Empires that aims to bring the End Times to your campaign while respecting the rules of the sandbox. So what we want to try and achieve is make the later stages of your campaign more interesting, like keep the choices impactful, keep the stakes high, and we're doing that by introducing End Time scenarios, which you might think are a bit like the current existing crisis, but they're different from them in various ways. Like, for example, an end time scenario comes in phases. So there will be a build-up, there will be phases of actions, and at the end there is a culmination battle. Well, the entire scenario is resolved. And you might be able to overcome the challenge, the end times. You might be able to survive, or you might fail, and you might have to live with the consequences, or not live at all. An example of such a end time scenario
the end time
is
DLC
related
the end
to
of the game.
the most powerful necromancer in the world, who at some point might suddenly decide that he wants to exert his will over
that just
everything
sounds.
that has died.
It's
But to
just
do
funny
that,
to.
he needs to make everyone dead. So this is something that you need to face and overcome.
It says end times.
In addition to that, there are some
but it's not the end of the game.
changes while
Nope.
the end
It's
time
not the
scenario
end of the
takes
game.
place to the visuals of the campaign and in battle, and also to the audio. So you have all this different atmosphere related to Nagash or perhaps
he's
Archeon.
interviewing are the ones that
Speaking
did
of
Thrones
that
and the
particular
last
big
of
man
two
himself, while today we are
last
going to
two
be
Rome
celebrating
DLCs.
quite a
Oh,
bit
sweet.
and giving the great necromancer
Yeah, I
his
saw the
due
Rome-
as he
the Thrones
always
t-shirt.
deserves. ultimately,
So-
he's kind of interrupting someone else's
we got
party, which
more
is the one that
DLCs to
kicks
drop.
off the end times and ends up ending it. Archaon himself, is there going to be anything new, anything exciting that fans of Archaon could be looking forward to?
That's
with
actually
the
an
end
interesting
times?
question.
I must
Norez
admit,
or
while I admire
Armored,
Nagash,
what do you guys think? You guys are
Archaon
the
is truly the
Warhammer
closest
guys
one
that
to
are
my
in
heart,
here.
and I love playing campaigns with
Somebody
him
in the
and uniting the forces of chaos.
in the actual
bringing
Total
destruction
War
upon the
stream chat just
hapless rest
asked,
of the world.
is Nagash
So
going to
we
be
are
a playable
doing new
character
things
for us,
Archaon.
or is
One
it
of
just going to
those
be like a
is we're
storyline
trying
to follow
refresh
kind of
this
thing?
entire experience by
What do you guys think? You think they're
introducing
going to
a narrative
let him
feature
be a
that aims
playable
to
character?
Put the player into the shoes and boots and mount of the 13th ever chosen. So this will be the story of how you, as Archaon, in your campaign, you bring about the end times.
Oh. Uh-oh. Let's try that again. A commercial hits and I have to do this?
Dressing up for the occasion. He needs to.
That sucks.
Technically, it's his affair. He needs to look the part, so that's great.
I'm sure he'll be playable in
But
some form.
ultimately, we're not really here to talk about him. As much as we all love him, he's a bit old news. We're here
It catches up.
for the
It catches
big
up.
man,
It catches
the
up.
big, great necromancer himself, the father of all of our favorite undead. What is Nagash gonna be doing for Total War? Oh my goodness, what is he going to be bringing to the game? Clearly, a lot of teal and destruction and death from the looks of things.
Nagash is the supreme lord of undead, and
Looks
he will be
like
the ultimate necromancer
He
in
has
our
a
game.
model,
He's
so
all
if
about
they don't
power.
make him playable,
Dark,
I will be
forbidden,
refunding it immediately.
Lost and reclaimed.
He's definitely going to be a playable
Power
in some
to
form.
end the world.
Yeah, I
In
figured
battle,
he would
will also be able
That
to
would only
command
make sense.
a vast roster of
They're
different
gonna make
undead
this,
units,
you know, if they're gonna
from
bring
the
around
current
this,
existing ones and some
you
new
know,
ones.
lack of better
specifically
word,
to him.
fucking God.
And on the campaign map, he will
or
spread
Ender of
death
Worlds.
across the land because he's not interested in conquest. He wants
it
to
would kinda make
reshape
sense
the
for them
world
to
in
make
his
him
image, making it a
playable
lifeless
somehow
desert. This is his
at some point, at
ambition
least in the
to,
beginning of
rule
the DLC.
over everything because this way
Maybe
they're
maybe they'll
obedient and
make him
subservient to him.
unlock.
And we want to give
Not,
this
maybe,
power
not really
fantasy to the
unlock, but
player.
they'll make
It's
him
not,
more
that
available
you are the hero in this case.
the
you
other
are the
DLCs
end,
coming up.
and this is
Maybe.
the power fantasy drenched in the dark tone of Warhammer. When playing with Nagash, you will be having these mechanics that allow you to construct necropolises over where vibrant jungles used to
So you
be,
have an
and the
idea
change
for
is
late
permanent
game Room 2
there.
mod.
So
There's a mod
this is
that
how we imagine
has to
Nagash
say
to be.
has say and
Permanent?
20%
Oh,
chance
okay.
to spawn pirates.
Well,
a
if you
turn.
defeat the faction like in totality, you'll
Take
be able
that
to
and-
revert some of that.
Oh, take that
Sounds
and
pretty
edit it to
difficult to get
spawn
rid of,
Huns
but
once
such
a turn
is the
after
power of
200.
Nagash.
Ooh.
But as a powerful wizard, is there going to be anything
Hun
special
Doomstacks?
magic-wise?
God dang, that'd be
like
scary.
Maybe something new?
But if they
Yes,
put
yes,
him
he comes with his
as
own
playable
spell
as
lore,
peak power,
inspired by
he'd
the
be so
tabletop,
busted you'd kill
and there'll
100
be
Scarbrands.
spells
Yeah,
that are
Scarbrands.
all unique to him, and we'll be making them in a way that plays in the spirit of Total War. So not a direct translation, but inspired and certainly the flavor of the tabletop.
So we hear a lot from beloved and very trustworthy naysayer Manfred von Karstein that Nagash is weak. He's been saying that for years at this point. What is Nagash going to be bringing to the game that sets him apart from our other undead, our vampire counts, Tomb Kings, etc.?
I can give you one thing. He's going to be bringing all of that good stuff that you just mentioned together. So he's going to be in command of the Vampire Counts, the Vampire Coast, and the Tomb Kings. He is the proper puppet master of them all, which I think is going to be a lovely, nod back to what we all enjoyed of Warhammer in the past, having control of all of this.
So what is that going to make him
He's also
be
then, as we were talking about before, having that
like the
corruption
king of
spell,
all of the undead?
once he's
But
seeded himself into this world.
like, are they
he's gonna
not
kill
going to be
everything off,
separate
and nothing's
factions
gonna be able to
anymore?
come back
Or are they going to
from
be
it.
separate
So
factions
he's
and
gonna
start
be
off like
super exciting to play.
That is pretty
with
exciting.
like
while
allied
Nagash,
at the
he
beginning
always
of campaigns
stands
now.
above the great god of death. He does have to delegate to somebody. Is there any other kind of features or minions or anyone that what is
Is
he,
he
gonna be
his own
relying
faction?
upon to bring the world to ultimate silence?
Or
So,
is he just
first of all, it's important
a
to say
lord
that
that's going to be added into
unlike
the
other
roster
undead
of
factions that,
like all three of
are
those
comprised
factions
of
they just
different
said?
characters with different complicated relations. Nagash's faction is Nagash.
Oh, it is a fact. He has his
race
own
is
faction. Okay.
Nagash. Everything revolves around
They like
Nagash
a
and
confederation
his will, and
mechanic.
his
Yeah,
ultimate
yeah,
ambition
yeah.
to dominate over a dead world. In order to achieve that, he relies on his corruption. He relies over all the
Anything about
variety
Medieval
of undead
3
units
because
that he
that's
has.
what we all
He
want
has
anyways.
command.
I
He
mean,
also
they haven't said
relies
anything
on
yet,
the
Noah.
presence
Welcome
of
to the
Black
stream also.
Pyramid, both on the
He
campaign
has the ultimate undead
and
king
in
god, so
battle.
I don't know.
You
Sounds
will
like he has his own
witness and you will
faction.
command
They will be all
Black
the same
Pyramid
faction of
around the
vessels
world.
of his faction.
And in addition,
Yeah, it seems
to
like he
that,
is his
has
own faction.
also,
Yeah.
Relies and
So maybe he's gonna
demands
have like
support of
the.
his Mortarks,
Is it Scarbrand
who are these
that
special
can
characters
like
that
recruit from
are
all of the other
obedient to him
factions or
and
something
serve
like
his
that?
will.
Or
And
certain
in the
factions?
game we're
I wonder if it's gonna be like
representing,
that.
I believe all
That
of
type
them,
of that
Victor?
type of
All
mechanic,
9 of
but
them.
yeah, I
So
think
the
Cal, I
ones that
think
were
you're
present in the
onto something
End Times
possibly
books.
about
So the
the
canon ones,
the
very
Confederation
fun.
mechanic
Canon ones,
kind
so
of
you
thing.
can
That
expect
sounds
that
like
when
something
you
that
play
could
Nagash,
be
they'll be doing their own things that are currently in Total War, those of
done.
them that are already there.
or implemented.
And,
I mean,
in time, when you
I
grow
think he
strong
can
enough,
call
you'll be able
those
to
other
exert
powerful
your will,
characters from
call them
different
to you.
factions to his side.
You will be
Okay.
able to choose in what sequence you, in what order you summon them. Some will be easier, some will be harder to
Vampires,
dominate.
Undead, and
And
Egyptian Woods.
you'll be able to make
Warriors.
them
Oh, just-
stronger in the process. Like when they become his lieutenants,
I got you.
They don't do it out of pure adoration. Some of them do, like Arkan, but others are
Good
just
channel,
tempted
by
by
the way.
power. So
Learned
when they
a lot
become
of
more
tricks
Tarks,
watching your
they
multiplayer
will receive
commentary,
new
even though I only
abilities,
play single player.
some stat boosts.
Well, you could
Some
use
them
some of
get
that stuff
special mounts,
from
like the
from
Dread
multiplayer
Abyssal
and
that
single
will
player for
allow
sure.
them to ride into battle. And,
Yeah, they're talking
they're
about
also,
Warhammer,
like, when they
the
join
newest
you, they'll
DLC,
be,
the
bringing
End of
their
Times.
lines with you, so to speak, but you'll be draining them of life in the way Nagash does with everything.
They had to.
Coming with a
Honestly, like they
proper
had to.
upgrade for those
They had
Mortarks,
to.
which
Yeah,
is very
the
exciting.
historicals probably could
Probably some
be,
goodies I mentioned
you
the
know, in a
other
couple
undead we'll
hours.
be looking to as well.
Maybe not in a
We're
couple.
gonna
I don't even know how long this thing is. I have no
Absolutely,
idea how
can
long
expect
this
that all
lasts.
these new toys that
Obviously,
we're adding,
this is the first time I've ever done
where-
something like this, like a
where
release
Puppet
video,
will be
release stream, or
receiving other
whatever
other
thing.
factions like Vampire Counts will be receiving access to them.
That's all really
But,
exciting. I can't wait to just
yeah,
collect
Richard
the
and
full
Noah,
set
I
of
think.
them. For
Not,
those of us
not
that have
Noah.
that kind of
Yeah,
completionist
yeah.
itch.
Just
there's,
Noah.
There's something very nice
No,
about
I
having
think
that
they
full
had to
little
do this.
grouping
They had to
under
talk
Nagash's
about
claw.
the Warhammer stuff
But
first.
Speaking of
They
other
really had
just
to talk about the
exciting
Warhammer
things
stuff
that are
first.
going to be happening with the End Times and or Nagash,
I think the most
what would
anticipated
you
one will be
say
in the
for
end.
you personally is going to be the
Yeah.
most exciting thing that's coming with all of this exciting new DLC?
Well, I saw
and
something
content?
that
One itch I've been
the
wanting to scratch is to
fantasy
get the
one,
Realm of Chaos battlefields actually into Mortal
might not
Empire,
even
because, you know,
be
they don't feature within that map.
spoken
at the
about
moment. So
today.
this is a new way in which we want you to
Ball
experience
again.
those larger-than-life, colourful.
They might not even
battlefields
talk
that,
about the
Realms of
fantasy
Chaos
one.
each have. And there'll
I
be a way
saw
for you to transport
Lionheart
yourself
said
to those
that,
battlefields, have
and
those
Legend
epic battles
both
with
said
the
that.
adversaries of the demons.
I
and the
watched. I
like.
was watching
Have a lot of fun there.
Lionheart's
Much more life
Bannerlord
and,
stream earlier
flair
on
to
Twitch
Mortal
this
Empire.
morning.
So having those maps
And
where we're
then
fighting in
I
the realm of
dropped in on
Slanesh and
Legend
Jericho and all
stream
those
a little bit
horrible
ago
but
before
so
I started
beloved
up mine,
dark gods.
and
Exactly
they
that.
both said the same thing,
Well,
that they
just
had
to
seen
build
and
up
that
a
they
bit on
had
that, like,
heard
for me
through
as
the
a player,
grapevine
like,
that it's
some
quite
of the best
possible
Battlefield
that
maps
the fantasy DLC, not fantasy DLC, the fantasy game itself might not even be announced today.
I'm glad we're adding them in. For me personally, the big
are they
thing
gonna
with this
cover history
DLC is
as
the
long
cosmic
and in
events,
depth?
or
I
what
got
we
shit
internally
to
call
do.
devastation, which you can see.
I'm happy I
Is
got
that
my
why
video
Westeros,
recorded
everything
earlier.
Is burning and on fire horribly?
Before I started up my
wanted
stream. I just
to show
fucking.
the change in the world.
They said they're
in a
announcing
visual
both
way
today.
that is more dramatic than
Okay.
what we currently can do with
I mean-
this corruption. You know, corruption changes a bit of the environment, but not to this
I
extent.
kind of hope
So
that,
we'd like
like,
with that
after
type
they're
of
done
scenario,
talking about this,
for really
the
truly
Warhammer stuff,
epic, apocalyptic
I hope they go to
things to happen,
historical
like
next,
volcanoes
honestly.
erupting,
Any predictions of what you
fissures
think could drop
opening
in
up,
future
like
as the
bottomless
new
caverns
games?
and meteors falling down, splintered from the chaos.
Well, I
moon.
was saying back at the
And,
beginning
we'd
here,
like that to
the beginning
change
of
the
this
campaign
stream,
map rather
I know that I was one of the
permanently.
ones that was saying
And, to provide
when they
different
first
gameplay
started this
there
whole
once,
25th anniversary thing, and that they were going
change
to announce the
happens.
games in
For certain-
December.
It would be triggered in some cases
that,
by the game. In some instances,
Rome
the
3
AI
and and
factions will be
Medieval
able to
3 would
wield
be
it like a
not
super
a
weapon.
good choice for
In
them
some
to
cases,
do,
the player themselves will be able
because
to use them, but,
I just want my blood
there'll
and
be
gore DLC
examples
for
in the lore we would
$3.50.
like to really show visually. And also with music.
I was saying that
like
Warhammer,
folk music.
not Warhammer,
Oh,
that
for
Medieval
those,
3 and
it's like when a certain
Rome
ambient
3
scenario
wouldn't be a good
happens,
idea
you,
for them to
as
do
a player, will know you're in
because
this
that would
moment
basically
that
just
things
have
are
a
changing,
large part of the
visuals of
community
campaign
would
map will change, the
probably
mood
turn
there,
and look at
the
them and be like,
music
you could have been
and
doing this the whole time. You
power
could have given
palette
us
and
this
the special
whole
effects around the
time.
campaign map will be
And now that
different.
you're like
And
on the ropes,
also,
you're like
in the battle maps, there will be different
at a
sky
standing
boxes,
9 count right
when the
now kind of
chaos
thing.
More sleep. Hanging low.
Now you give it
close
to us
the-
kind of thing as
to
like a
the- to the
last-ditch
world,
effort.
You'll be able to see that on
But
battle maps. And all this
after some
new
conversations with
images
some
and visuals, we hope
couple of my, couple of my
really show the end.
close-knit
Lava and
friends in
wildfires
the Hungry
and
Wolves
craters
Discord,
and
which you guys
pits,
can find a
and
link for that. Go
so this will
feel
be
free to join
affecting
there.
actual game.
Little
It's not
plug.
just cosmetic. This will be affecting actual
But
gameplay.
yeah,
Yes, on the
I
campaign
think
map, the
I think that
provinces will work in a
they
different
need
way
to do
after
this. It's
a
got
cataclysmic
it
event
has to
happen
be
them. And,
Rome
there'll
3
be
or
also
Medieval
different
3.
battle
It
maps.
has to be.
I'm
If
okay with that.
if
But I
today
don't-
is Rome 3, the next has to be the other one.
Chaos
Like
Battlefield
they have got to
Devastation is cool. I really
come
admire
out
them.
swinging.
What I'm most excited
Like they're
about
swinging at the end of this
personally
year,
is the
potentially.
narrative chains
We have to see
that
what
we're
it is.
preparing for
Potentially
new
they're
lords we're
swinging here at
introducing
the
and
end of
also
this year.
some of the existing lords,
And I
to be
feel like
perfectly frank.
maybe
And I'm really curious and excited as a Total War player to see how
I don't know,
we
maybe
will
not
be able
next
to
year,
tell the
depending
story
on
of
what this one
Nagash's rise
is.
to power and his domination over the world, while
Maybe
still retaining the sandbox.
this
and
time
retaining
next
that,
year, they
player
drop their next
agency and the
historical
player
Total War.
choice.
So,
Honestly, I love
regardless
Rome,
of which
love
character
the
you're
setting,
picking,
but the
you'll
last
have
DLC
the ability
launching
to
in
get
2018 feels
involved
too
in
soon
these
to
storylines of like the
revisit.
rise of Nagash and stuff. Even
Like
though
they
you're
need to
playing
touch
such and
another
such way on the
time
other side of
period,
the planet,
and I'm not
you can, if
interested
you want,
in
you can get
other
really
time
involved with the
periods, to be
storylines.
honest. Yeah,
Well, yeah, if you're not playing as
I hear you.
Nagash, it's
I do
very
hear
likely
you.
that you will have
I
to
do agree with
survive
you on
the rise
that.
of power of Nagash. Whereas
but
if
like,
you play as Nagash,
I know
you
that
will
Medieval
be the
2
one
is
that
still
rises
played
to power
by
step
many
step
people.
while you are doing
I know,
your
like as far as
conquest
the
and your spread of
as far as
corruption
like the
and
multiplayer scene, I don't know how
extinguishing of
alive
life
the
around it.
multiplayer scene is, aside of
Excellent.
maybe
So,
tournaments
for a lot of us players,
or
this
people
is
just playing
incredibly
randomly
exciting,
kind of
and
thing.
there's a lot of changes and just wild things happening, and everything's quite
Or
literally on
using
fire. And
mods.
although
Like
we've
maybe
touched a little bit
that's
on it,
maybe
just
that's
to
a
be
big
kind
thing.
of
The modded
clear when it comes to the
multiplayer
end times as an
community,
experience,
maybe.
This is
But
this is
I
still
I think
focusing
anybody
on
who
that
plays Rome 2
sandbox experience of Total War
at all,
Warhammer. It's not
if
purely
you
narrative, but it
you could
has
log
narrative
into it right now.
aspects, but it's still
and
sticking to
there's
the core
probably
fundamentals.
at least
Yeah,
10,
as you know, Total
12
War is a storytelling
lobbies.
machine, and we want
And
players
if you were to
be able
check the
still
game,
tell
the
their own
where it says
stories through the
games
sandbox
like
nature
ongoing
that
games
we
or
offer.
whatever,
So with the end times now featuring Immortal Empires, you can do exactly that.
there's
You
probably
can
tons
go
of
ahead
lobbies
and,
open
as
right
we
now.
talked about
So
earlier,
in the
players are
multiplayer
and
side of the
destroy this
game,
world, end it completely. But on the flip side, we want to let you have those
Rome 3 would be the
different
better
stories.
choice.
Also,
I feel.
things that maybe didn't happen, but you'd like to
like
think
Medieval needs
how they
an
might have
update
played out
being
with
on Warscape
Nagash
1.
taking over the world.
Yeah,
and
well,
bringing
this is a whole
or
new
whatever else you
Inoris.
can
This
think
is a
of
whole
for that
new
matter.
engine, right? If
I
Inoris,
know
you're still
many
there.
people who are going to be
There's a whole
hopping
new
right
engine that
into
they're
Call
coming
File
out with
Saves the
now
Day.
too for this.
Hope so.
We're exploring different apocalyptic scenarios that could have ended the world in the canon, but didn't, because we all know chaos won. But we're looking for other what-if possibilities that could have happened.
Well, that is all extremely exciting stuff in my very, very biased but professional opinion.
Total War picket.
But beyond the end times,
I'd pay
is
money for
there
just a
anything else
64-bit
we all can be
update to
looking
Rome
forward
2, though.
for Total War Warhammer?
That's
So,
true.
one very important thing that we're all quite excited
That is
about
definitely
to
true.
announce
Warscape
is
engine?
that
Okay,
with
yeah,
the
this
release
is Warscape
of
3
the Lord
under the
of,
hood.
the
Gotcha.
End Times
Okay.
pack,
Okay.
you no longer need to own Warhammer 1 or Warhammer 2 or Warhammer 3 to experience the Immortal Empires. You can purchase just one of the packs and you will gain access to the Immortal Empires, where you can play with what you have purchased against everything else that's in the companion. So you can purchase just Nagash from your shirt, and you can play as Nagash from your shirt in the Immortal Empires and extinguish the life in this doomed world.
So Nagash Stan can just come in, buy just this, get whole Immortal Empires, and just go crazy, and then be like, job done.
Exactly. This is an exciting moment for us all because we're lowering the entry point barrier for all of the players. So So we're hoping to introduce new players that want to experience all this magnificent spectacle that the Immortal Empires and Warhammer 3 Total War is.
Well, that is just amazing. I'm so excited to see all of this come to fruition, all of your incredible hard work. Thank you so much to Rich, Victor, and Todor for joining me here to discuss the end times and what all it's bringing to us in the future, which is just, oof, can't wait. Thank you everyone so much at home for joining us. We hope that you had a good time, and we will see you around.
Total War has a long and storied
All right.
history. And alongside
I saw the
game
word
announcements
history.
we're sharing with you today,
Come
we'd
on.
like to reveal more about the latest evolution of the game engine that will be powering our future
Nope,
ambitions.
they're going to talk about...
To give you more of an insight into what's going
They're
on,
gonna
I'm
talk about the
joined
game
by
engine.
Ellie and Roberto from our core technology team.
All right.
Guys, do you want to do a
Get
quick
comfortable
introduction?
again.
Maybe Ellie, just tell us who you are and what you do.
Hi, I'm
Look at that down there.
And I'm the
Rome 2,
technical art
Shogun
director on
2.
Total War.
Perfect, thank you. And Roberto?
I'm Roberto Girali, and I'm the core technology director for Total War.
Perfect, thank you guys.
I thought that was
Thank
it.
you
I
for
thought that
joining
was
me
it
for this
too,
chat
man.
today.
Thank you.
So for those who maybe don't know, like
I
me,
thought, dude, I sat up. I was
what is
excited.
an engine? What does the engine do for Total War?
So it's the tools, it's the toolbox really of the game developers. It's the graphics renderer, it's core gameplay kind of components that the teams build upon to make our game experiences unique. It's the animation system. There's a lot of core features that all of Total War games actually benefit from, and we build upon those in our unique products.
Why is Total War's engine so important?
Well, the engine is the foundation for all our titles, and when we saw the incredible lineup ahead of us, well, we decided that we needed to level up our technology to support these fantastic visions. So it's quite an exciting challenge. We're a small team, we use proprietary tech, but we're really excited to bring something new to Total War. And so today we're happy to reveal the new iteration, the new evolution of the game engine, Warcore, and we'd be happy to talk about it today.
Yeah,
That
so
was
I just wanted to
cockteed.
talk a
Yeah,
little
it
bit about
was.
the current
Jersey
version
was.
of our
It was, it
engine.
was.
We started evolving that from 2009, and all the products you've seen since then. We've been iterating on that engine, but we realized that with the lineup of games we had and the features we wanted to deliver, we really had to redesign some of those foundations.
So this is taking what Total War is at its core and then taking it to that next level, like you said, leveling up, right? What does this mean for Total War players? What can they expect to see and experience in future Total War games?
We really wanted to upgrade the type of visuals you could see in the game, to keep, competitive with what everyone else is seeing in other games at the moment. Total War games are rendering so much on screen at the same time. You've got VFX, characters, massive battlefields. So many characters. We really had to rethink, how the techniques we use to render some of that stuff, because we wanted to upgrade the fidelity everywhere. Some of those things include new lighting techniques, dynamic shadowing. We've improved our screen space ambient occlusion, which means you're going to see much more fidelity in the self-shadowing of models on the terrain. Gives it much more realistic feel. The meshes and the textures now, because of improved rendering techniques, we're able to put more fidelity in those things and not compromise on that performance of gameplay. We also have looked at new rendering techniques for VFX, so where you see projectiles, there will be high fidelity because we've now got a new ribbon technology, which means we're not going to have so many overlapping particles. This means it's more performant and means we can get
thank you very much, Cal. That's another thing.
Visuals.
Nice.
As far as the multiplayer community is concerned,
which is our renderer, and we've created a new version in Warcore powered by DirectX 12.
Bigger than 2v2 siege battles.
Of what our battles are like, I guess, as well. And
like they better have unlocked the. They better have knocked back up to 4v4.
Lighting abilities.
They had to have.
People see that across.
Yeah, I saw the medieval structures.
Yes, it'll be across the render is kind of like a layer on top of the entire game engine, so you will see improvements in all areas.
Could be.
Awesome.
On the battle side, we've actually decided to integrate Havoc and the physics system into our gameplay. It means that the buildings are more dynamically destructible. You can then use that as part of your strategic gameplay to sort of
chat is needed.
New areas of the map.
Unfortunately, that's
will also respond to this. So we've rehauled the battle AI
for us over here in the States. That's
able to utilize
across the
all
pond
these
there.
New advancements and being more strategic
that's
as well.
them.
So you can use these destructible environments to your tactical advantage, but also your enemies are going to be doing the same.
Yeah.
So okay, that's interesting.
yeah, the battle AI now it takes
Landscapes
more
were even
it takes
darkish.
more of an advantage
Chats
of
won't come back till the UK
reinforcements
fixes their
and
law. Yeah,
more dynamic
that's-
abilities as well. So it's really leveled up.
Unless
Awesome.
unless
And what
CA
about campaign, are we going to see a lot
you
of
know,
advancements in that area as well?
institutes
we've
some
put a lot of
other
work into campaign. We've rewritten it to be
system where they
modular
can have
so that,
chat or
each different game can really use these building
you know,
blocks.
have
to
they
create,
actually have they
custom,
no they have
amazing
no historical yet.
experiences.
They're
And with
now they're
this, like,
talking about the
campaign AI
engine,
goes hand in
Michael.
hand. So that will also evolve and use what we call a forward model. So it will simulate future states of the
about to
game
sleep.
to make better strategic decisions.
What's up, Ucha?
What does this mean for animations then?
So we've actually rewritten a lot of our animation system. It's
Also
now
one of the
a
best simple
graph-based
mods
node
I
system,
use
which means we
is
can
the
layer
one that cuts down the
animation
number of
behaviors
siege
and create
towers
more
engines
variety
so
and
you can
fidelity.
actually have defensive
Some of
battles.
the things the players may see is
I can't forgive
more
magic
complex
rope
movement
ladders.
like strafing and more complex vehicle movement. Something that we've been
welcome,
challenged with our previous version, but we wanted to do more and bring more to the gameplay.
Yeah, the team has really done a great job, I feel, with our new animation system.
Could be World
and
War
there's
One
something
also.
else, right?
Yes, of course, with Total War.
I mean, it could be.
Quite a key part of it is blood
It
and
could
gore.
be, but aren't
we wanted
there-
to make this more visceral, more realistic?
Aren't there,
what we've done is rewritten some
like,
of
I'm
parts
just-
of the dismemberment system.
Isn't
so
there
using more
a
dismemberment,
medievalish Warhammer
popping
3
off,
faction
interacting with terrain and sitting
that
on
would
the
have
terrain
buildings
and,
that look
yeah,
like
very
that in their settlements or in their capital
We didn't chop them off.
capital cities or something like that?
We've
Chats won't
talked
be
a lot
coming
about all
back if
these
they have to
pretty
start
awesome
paying people to
advancements that
monitor
are
them
going to be coming to
comply
Total War
with
in the
laws.
future.
Oh yeah,
But
no,
Total War,
that
of course, has a 25-year legacy on PC.
I mean they could do
Does
that.
this new engine
I
allow
don't
us
think
to
they
look
will.
further afield in regards to the hardware we develop for?
Oh yeah, we've been wanting for a bit now to
Pretoria?
expand our
Yeah, that's
horizons.
what. Yeah, so
and,
I mean,
to
it could.
bring,
I'm not
our
trying to
franchise
say
to
it could
players
definitely be a
regardless of the
medieval
hardware they use.
3 reference
so
there,
we're quite happy
Ragnar.
that the new engine also
But,
allows us to take our future titles on PlayStation.
It could be a
and
Warhammer
Xbox
3
as well as
building
PC.
that they were just using,
Fantastic. So we
you know,
can
to
finally allow
illustrate
console
what they've
players
been
to
working on as far as
experience Total
this
War.
new
But we're
engine
still going to
or
be,
upgrades
of course,
to the engine, I
maintaining
should say.
that same focus on the deep strategy
Oh, yeah.
ethos that we
Maybe you might be
encompass.
right.
right?
Yeah,
Strafing, that's
absolutely.
an odd
So
word for historical.
we want to remain true to our soul. So we're not having like a knee-jerk reaction to put.
Well,
in our
Jersey, that
games,
could have just been the word that
on console.
that they used.
We absolutely want to. We love the Total War formula and the complexity, the depth, and this is something that we want to keep regardless of the hardware. So PC players, I don't think they'll see any major changes to the product they love because we love it as well. So yeah, going on console is really a way to
Way too
expand
mobile.
also to our to
I mean,
other
maybe.
players.
Great.
It's
what are we
possible.
aiming to achieve with War
They just
Core,
did
then? What's the
Napoleon
goal
mobile,
of this
didn't
new
they?
engine?
Yeah, we wanted to give Total War the strongest foundation it ever had. But really here, we wanted to look at the future. So the engine now is at its infancy, so it will evolve and get better and better over time. But even now, yeah, we feel it's the most powerful foundation we've ever had. And we are thinking long term. So players will see over time more and more improvements coming to it.
Yeah, like Roberto says, it's in its infancy now, but you will see improvements in terms of the rendering, in terms of things like destruction and all those interesting new features.
Yeah,
but we
that's
want to
what
build
works
upon
going to
those in the
consoles.
releases we've got to come. We've
True,
got
but
plans to keep
follow
iterating
it up
on
with
those
improved
features.
vehicle
Yeah, I think
movement
players
and
will
the
already
same
see
sentence
something
I'm
great.
grasping here.
But they're
Oh no,
really
I hear
excited
you.
about
I mean, I
what they
definitely
can
hear
see
you,
in
but
2, 3, 10 years from now, and that's what we are trying to build. Yeah. And it's also something we've built for our staff, so to give them more powerful
Jersey,
tools.
them
to be
throwing
able
the
to create,
word
even better games.
strafing
so yeah,
is
streamline our internal
okay.
pipelines, make them more
When they
efficient.
said
we really
vehicles,
wanted to
though,
improve the
I will
developer
agree with you on that.
experience.
That's
so
a
we worked
little
on like unified tools
off
and unified
for Total
experience
Wars,
and
like
workflows and improving
even
that
Warhammer, like
experience all round.
the Zeppelins. They don't. I mean, I guess they would be classified as vehicles, but
Amazing.
there's
Well,
not that
thank you
many.
both for joining me for
You know
this
what I
chat
mean?
today.
Warhammer 1
Up
could use
next,
similar
we
strafing
are going to be
vehicle
taking a
rigs
look at
with
what's to come
Warhammer
for our
40k
historical
could need.
players.
That is true. That is definitely true. They didn't mention Switch, just Xbox and PS. Yeah. Okay. That's that.
Hi, I'm Pavel. It's incredible to be standing in front of you today, not just as a developer, but as a lifelong fan. I've been playing Total War for 25 years, first discovering the franchise through Shogun, before becoming completely captivated by Medieval. That passion led me to join Creative Assembly in 2005, where I've been fortunate to contribute to most of our historical Total War releases, from Medieval 2 all the way up to
saying
Viking
historical
games.
a lot. Let's
And
go.
Today, I'm absolutely thrilled to be here as the game director of our next major historical title. The franchise was created not only because of our love of strategy games, but from a deep love of history. From the very beginning, our goal has been to bring the past to life in immersive, authentic worlds, giving players a chance to relive and reshape it in a way only Total War can. We know that same passion for history lives in our community. You've been asking for a return to the roots of what made historical Total War so special, and that's exactly what we're setting out to do. So today, we're proud to reveal the next chapter in Total War's historical legacy. It's a game we've dreamt of making for a very long time. This is more than just a new game. It's the rebirth of historical Total War.
It's Medieval 3.
We rule by divine right,
It's fucking Medieval 3.
and yet our realm is far from holy.
The armies we command.
It's fucking Medieval 3.
Why fight when hearts and minds are easily swayed?
The realm is ours. Only
fucking Medieval
when
3.
Our enemies lie dead.
Patience
Come
and
on.
time will beget our gain.
We are stability.
Dignity.
And authority.
We bear the weight of pain.
End of defeat.
Greatness shall ever define us.
And we shall never
Be forgotten. Forgotten. So,
How will you
shape
your realm? How will
you
make history.
make
history.
make history?
Yes, Medieval 3 is real. So many of you have long desired a sequel to this special series, and today we're thrilled to confirm that it's in early pre-production. The Medieval series holds a special place in the hearts of many, and this game will be both a tribute to its predecessors and a bold step forward. We're drawing direct inspiration from what made those past games unforgettable, and for it to herald the rebirth of historical Total War. Our vision for the game is ambitious, but clear. We want Medieval 3 to be the definitive Total War experience set in the medieval era. A game where you don't just relive history, you rewrite it. In gameplay terms, that means choosing your realm, forging your legacy, and altering the course of history with a level of player
I wonder if
agency
they, I know it's
we have
early
never
development,
achieved
but I wonder if
before
they
in a
have
Total War
any
title.
fucking
Now,
art they're going to show.
We are in early
aside of what they were
pre-production
showing,
with
so
and we're announcing early to take you on a development journey with us,
Oh.
where we can, via blogs and other updates. We've never announced something this early before, and we are excited to engage with you throughout this journey. We have started to build the foundation for Medieval 3, and over time, we will be able to share more about the game as it comes to life. There's a lot more to come,
pre-production.
and we can't wait to share it with you. So let's dive in and meet some of the team.
I want to see some artwork here.
Hi, I'm Cody Bonds, and I'm excited to be here today with the team making Total War Medieval 3. I've been covering Total War on YouTube for a number of years now. I have a degree in archaeology from media, and I can't wait to meet you guys. So can you introduce yourselves?
Hey Cody, my name is Leif. I'm the creative director on Total War Medieval 3.
And I'm Luke. I'm a senior game designer on Total War Medieval 3.
People have been asking for Medieval 3 since probably the day after Medieval 2 released. What does it feel like to finally announce this game that people have been looking forward to for so long?
Yeah, I mean, it's super exciting, also a bit intimidating, but really exciting. And, in fact, this is really the game that a lot of us came to join CA to really be part of. I was dreaming about making this game one day. I remember when I joined in 2016 first.
Yeah,
I was
probably 2
crossing my
years.
fingers and
Probably 2
hoping
years.
that this would be, please let it be Med 3. So this is it, right? This is our magnum opus. Over the years, of course, we toyed with the idea of making this game. It really feels like now is the right time.
Now I'm asking
it.
for Rome 3.
Medieval 3 is, of course, the sequel to Medieval 2. but it also follows on, you know, a long history now of Total War games, 20 years since, where we learned a lot about making Total War games, and we're really excited to carry this into Medieval 3. So expectations are high. Expectations are really high for us as developers, for us as fans of the series as well, right? And expectations are high in the community out there. And that was actually one of the main inspirations of announcing this earlier than we've ever done, to bring the community on this journey with us, to speak to our fans what this game is all about.
We're all really hyped about making the game. As Life said, we're all fans. We've been playing for years. I have a background in medieval history, so for me it's a dream come true. And I think that's true for most of the people on the project for all different reasons.
Oh yeah.
There's loads of
No,
excitement
they can't
at the moment.
like.
If you're drawing
it's
on
a
all this
huge
excitement,
fucking
what is
announcement.
the vision for the game
now
itself?
We want Medieval 3
They
to
have
be all about rewriting
pre-production. They have time.
And Total War has always
to
been
fucking-
about painting the map, your color, of course, and
They have
Medieval
time
3
to make this
will have that as a key element still, but it's
right,
no longer the
I guess.
single most important element of your game.
Can't give me
Much more
Rome 3,
ways
at
of
least
how we
bring
want
back
players
the
to
chat.
be able to reach through the window to the world
better eye
and
in
influence
pathfinding
the
and
world
no
around
heroes.
them, and add more ways of how the world speaks back to the player and acknowledges the actions that the player has taken. What Kingdom of England will you create in your campaign? Playing as the Holy Roman Empire, will you be able to unite the empire, or will you perhaps accelerate the fragmentation and form an early Kingdom of Germany? And it's not just about your own realm, it's also about what happens to all the realms in the
absolutely
world.
they do.
In your game,
Armored.
if the Byzantine
They
Empire
absolutely
falls, what will the
They
consequence
announced
be?
this. This is something that
And
people
what
have been
about the
waiting
world
for a
itself
long
and the
fucking
people
time.
that live in it? What about
this has got
the
to be
dynamics of urbanization? What about the medieval estates? How will
Maybe
the world
look at
develop?
how Crusader
So
Kings
we
does it.
want Medieval 3 to be
No
that
heroes?
ultimate
Yeah.
canvas to tell your own story and to rewrite history.
So you're talking about the
I
medieval
wonder
era,
if they're
but
going
it can
to
be
implement the
quite
thing where you can
wide
move
or
armies around with just
scenario,
captains.
depending on who you ask.
Also.
So when you say medieval, what do you mean?
I think that would be a
in
cool
this
little
game?
thing
What's
to
the
add back
setting?
in.
I'll say we haven't fixed a start date yet, but we know that like Medieval 2, we want to set the game in the sort of
Okay, that is definitely not on. Yeah, I was going to say that's definitely not on my end.
always felt like the high and a little bit of the late period is really the most recognizably true medieval period. It has all the stuff that you might expect to find, like knights and castles. It has crusades, plague, of course. There's the big names like Barbarossa, Saladin, Eleanor of Aquitaine, and of course Richard the Lionheart. In the east, you have these rising powers, the Ayyubids, the Mamluks, the Mongols, and later the Ottomans. And then in the
Sounds like
west,
what
there
the
are these sort of
characters
slow
are
and
focusing
steady
on what
kingdoms
you're
forming
gonna do.
and gaining
You guys
power.
excited about
like
Glorious
France and
Pre-Production
Castile.
3, which
And then
come
in
out about
Central
3+
Europe, the
years.
Holy Roman Empire is mired by civil war, and the Italian free city states
Hopefully it fucking doesn't take
forming
that
these sort
long.
of bullish
But
trade
at
empires
the same
and
time,
stalking
I
the Mediterranean.
would be okay
And then
with it
there's
took
the
like
sort of somehow
another
still
year and a half,
heartbreaking fall of the
maybe
Byzantines
2
against
years.
Romans, first at the hand of the Christians in the Fourth Crusade, and
Christmas
then later
2027?
defeat by the Ottomans. So it's a really rich and vibrant
mean,
period, and I think it's a
if
great
it's done
setting for
right,
us.
like that,
I'd like to see
they're
it
giving
sort of
themselves
as
a gigantic
chaotic
opportunity
world where people are trying to
to do
establish some sort of order onto it.
this right.
So rulers are trying things out. They might be new things or old things. That could be an economic system or a military strategy or a political gambit. And they don't really know if it's going to work, but they try it anyway. And I find that really compelling. You see things like brotherhood and oaths of fealty, even chivalry, creating these sort of bonds that hold society together. So it's also a world of promise. And those promises are set in the context of people's personal ambitions. The result is often just carnage, and what better setting for a total war game?
It sounds like you're talking about the realm almost like as it's a person itself, not focusing on individuals, but as managing the whole kingdom.
Yeah, I think for us it was really important to lean into the fact of that long time period and the progression and the amount of change that happened in the period. One thing we discussed was how in that time period, in the medieval time, there wasn't really the notion of nationhood or nations or states. But really at the end of the medieval era, we are entering that realm of possibilities where you have something like nations forming.
Yeah,
so
I
it's
agree,
really
Armored.
about these medieval realms finding themselves and defining themselves in that era.
I hope that they have some
And
sort of
it
art
seemed like a great backdrop to
show.
give players that authorship.
Like even if it's like one,
not just
two,
in a single lifetime
two pieces
of a ruler, but
to
really
show.
in a line of
I
succession.
know it's pre-production,
that
but
leads
like
through the entire era.
And there are these great
I don't know.
dynasties to draw inspiration from.
What's up,
whether it's
Zaz?
the
How you doing, bud?
Plantagenets or the Capetians, and I think one of the really nice things about this project is going back to total wars that run across decades and centuries rather than a smaller or shorter period of time. It gives us a lot of space to talk about these grand, sort of slow-moving historical
No, I mean,
processes,
this
as
is
well
pre-production.
as the really
so
sort of spiky moments, the
they're
drama
not even
and the excitement
building it
of
yet.
the events that happen.
I have to say, I'm delighted
One
it's
thing we
Medieval 3.
sometimes
I
talk
am
about is
too.
how we
I
want
am
the
too.
game ultimately to feel very
I
different.
was a big fan.
from
I
the
did.
early
I
parts of
enjoyed
your game versus the
you know,
end.
the first Total War
You know,
I
we
played
want to
was
create an experience where
Medieval. I didn't play
150
the
years
first
in,
Shogun.
you look back at the
I
achievements
did, but I
and
didn't
maybe
really play it
failures
very much.
and tragic moments. and
Medieval
traumatic
was
turn of
my
events as
first
part of your
real
game,
experience with
how
Total
the
War,
world has changed.
and
partially
I did enjoy
under your feather, but
Medieval
also
2.
partially just
I did.
through the events of the sandbox.
No AI art.
It's
Oh yeah,
just really compelling. For
absolutely, Snag. Absolutely.
You gentlemen have both obviously
blood and
done
gore
a
DLC
tremendous
be more
amount of
expensive
research
since
for this
inflation
game and
and
can
stuff.
draw upon that at will. But how will that history help inform the gameplay experience?
I'll go bold here and say I don't think there is gameplay without history. Whether you're making a fantasy game or a sci-fi game or historical, chances are that part of that draws a parallel
Your
to the
first Total
past.
War was ironically
So that might be a
Attila.
cool weapon or a unit or a whole feature set, but it probably is inspired from history. And I think that's what makes those gameplay features feel really fun to play. It's satisfying. They feel believable, they're grounded, they're real, even if they're a little bit fantastical. I think one of the cool things about working on a medieval game is that we have access to all these great sources, these manuscripts, these treaties and agreements, pipe rolls, artifacts, or the work of other historians that we can really
Medieval
draw
2 was
on.
a good one to come
And
in
that
on.
directly goes into
Michael,
the
for
content
sure.
of the game. So that might be the weapons or the armor, the buildings, and we all love it when a TV show or a game gets the details just right.
Yeah.
I think we also
I
kind
don't
of love
think
it a little
that's
bit when they
game
get it wrong too.
art.
But I think we can
that's
say that
just
we
drawn up art. I
want to make
watched
the
Paolo
most
play
authentic
Medieval 2
Total War
multiplayer
we've
battles,
ever
the
made.
first game
And that
that
means
got
going
me
beyond the
into
content.
Total War
It's
hype.
also about
Total
looking
War
at
hype.
historical relationships. So when you play our game,
No,
we want you to feel like you're in
wait.
medieval shoes.
Rome 2 is still the
that
best.
Problems that you're facing
No
are the
pre-order
problems
factions.
medieval people faced.
Oh,
and
Blood
that
and Gore
the
is built
tools you have to solve those
free into
problems
all games now.
are the same tools that they
I
had
said that at
as
the
well.
beginning of this year. That is true.
So
They did say
when
that.
you look at the core
$20
systems of the
USD,
game,
we
like the
ended up
economy
with single
or
entity
the
units.
recruitment or characters,
First Total War
buildings,
was Medieval Kingdom,
we think,
third
okay,
Medieval
why did these work in the way that they did in the medieval period? Taking recruitment as an example, when you raise an army in our game, we want it to feel truly medieval. And where did medieval armies come from? Well, there aren't really standing armies, like in the modern day at least. It's probably more from oaths of fealty, from vassals to their lords. So
Oh, this
we want
feels
you to
like
feel
that
you're
sounds like
raising your banners, like you're mustering your forces, or
Manor
summoning
Lords
the Prince Electus.
to a degree. That sounds like they're
And of course,
integrating a
it's
little
not
bit of
a
fucking
PhD
Manor
thesis,
Lords here too.
It's a game, and the fun definitely comes first. But if we
Manor
can
Lords with a
inspire
little bit
people
of
to look into
like a
history
Thrones of
because our
Britannia
game and maybe learn
hit
a
to
thing
it
or
as
two,
well
I
as
think that
when
would
you
be
first
great.
recruit the unit.
And
It's not a
I
whole
go
unit.
into history
Like it
because
has,
of Total
it takes
War,
time to
so
build
it would
up.
be great to replay the favor.
That's what it sounds
we
like.
ultimately set out to make the ultimate medieval strategy sandbox, right? And for that, the simulation of the medieval world is really important. And like Luke was saying, the representation of the forces and dynamics, that's really key. It's absolutely important to get the armor right and the details on the helmets, but really capturing the forces and dynamics that moved the world at the time and making sure the player feels them and interacts with them. That's really our key goal.
There's so much you guys are juggling to get right in here. There's
Was
so
that
many cool
in-game
elements
art
that
right
clearly
there?
are building on things from the past and looking at them in completely new ways. But what's the one key element you're really looking at to focus on here for your team?
I think that's a really interesting one to pin down because there's so much excitement and passion in the studio and team for Medieval 3. There's a great anecdote where we were sharing some concept art with the wider Total War team, and a concept art was presenting some ideas around the upgrades of armor and how better techniques and more expertise in armor creation could be represented visually. And I got this huge message from someone not actually working on the game, explaining to me the details of placketing and how it was done and what the benefits of it were. So a lot of passion in the wider Total War team that we want to draw from. But if it comes down to one thing, I think it would be to create that sandbox, to really bring the medieval world to life, to give you the option to interact with this world, feel the forces that were at play at the time, and really feel like this is truly a medieval game where you get to rewrite history the way you want.
And that's Total War Medieval 3. Thank you to the development team for coming out today and revealing this truly astounding game that I think we're all excited to see be developed in the future. Obviously, it's early days, but we can look forward to news updates as they come out and hopefully play a game where you can truly rewrite history.
None of it has said in-game footage. Yeah, no, I know.
Getting to work in Total War, it's like nothing else.
Working on Total War is definitely an
Yeah,
experience.
no, I think so
It's
too.
different every day.
I think so
Never
too.
boring.
Challenging. Working on Total War is an absolute dream come true.
It's a franchise that's so close to my heart.
I like to solve problems and Total War.
They said wish list again.
Working with people who are passionate about what they
so
do
Dragons and Mermaids.
the world they're
Yes.
building makes it a really
So it's Dragons and Mermaids.
Coming into work where I get to write about the Crusades.
Damn,
one minute,
that's
and
fucking
fantasy
comment right there.
apocalypse
That's
the
great.
next Is like nothing else.
Overworld map.
Making Total War
would
games
be the
feels
easiest
like
thing to
just
demo.
bringing
Yeah,
that
I
that
imagine they'll
fantasy,
probably
that
have
imagination to life.
a
And the
map,
games
at
are
least
always
the map
challenging,
of the
but
world.
The challenge is something that we love.
I'm going to say probably
It's a
about 2 or
franchise
3
that's
months.
taken us to many,
they'll
many
have
different
it.
places, so nothing's ever the same.
It's really great to be
As a
part
new
of
Total
something
War
that
player, I
means
can't
so
wait
much
to
to
max.
so many people.
Wait to 124
I don't
max
think there's
7.
anything quite like it.
Yeah.
In fact, it's too.
Yeah, I think it's going to be 40K.
It combines
Armored.
strategy
Yeah,
gaming
Nora
and
said. Yeah, I
real-time
think it's going to be
battles like no other
40K game.
It's this unique mix that no real other game kind of does it the same.
You really kind of get that view as if you're a god looking at this world.
It's all interactable and you can manipulate everything in the world.
Also, it gives you that real immersion. So then
We'll
you
have
can
to
like,
see, though. I
follow
mean-
that through line all the way down to like an individual soldier, like you're zooming in on a battlefield.
You feel
I
you're
think I
right
was
in
talking
there
to
with
Jersey on the
troops
phone the
and
other day.
then with
Like
the campaign
fantasy
side, you get a
could
lot of
be.
the gameplay and the strategic side elements of the campaign.
It's just a very cool, nice
Push the
synergy
unit
that works
sizes up.
really well.
I mean, they had that
for me,
in.
what makes it special is the ability
They had
to
that
bring
in
history
Three
to
Kingdoms,
life.
where you
to
could bring
players
the.
into so many different
I think it was
places, and not
extreme.
many
Was
other,
like 240.
games can say that.
Man,
We have
unit size or something like
people who
that.
are interested in history, in
700.
strategy, and of
Jesus
course,
Christ!
fantasy.
You need a
It's
fucking
the ultimate time
NASA
machine,
computer, Mo.
socioeconomic
God.
war simulator that transports you back in time.
Yeah, like so.
How
As
does it
far
feel to
as
work on a
as
game
far
franchise that is
as
25 years
fantasy
old?
goes, like
Exhausting.
it doesn't just have to be Warhammer.
It's crazy to think how
Like-
that it's 25 years.
Lord of the
since
Rings
Total
is
War game.
fantasy.
That's pretty special. 25 years.
I
is
know
a
it's a
long time.
fucking
feels
really
old.
long shot,
It makes me feel old.
but
Great to be part of something that's been
Lord of the
really
Rings
solid.
is fantasy.
It feels unbelievable and amazing. I never thought
It is
I
a
would be part of
fantasy
Total War.
world.
It's lovely to
So,
have been here
Jiggy!
for so long and seen our games develop.
Nobody can see my
seen
chat.
the
I can
tech
see your chat.
develop.
We want to iterate and improve on aspects, but we are always keen to make
see
sure
my
we
chat?
don't
I can
disappoint
see
our
your
fans,
chat.
we don't change
If you
the
guys
world too
can't
much.
see
But also,
Cheeky's
we need
chat,
to
you got to turn on
move
fucking
forward and do new things
live
and
chat.
innovate.
I can see
So
it.
we have a responsibility to keep it true to what makes Total War so special. But
I didn't
also
see what you said all the
carry
way
it
up here,
to
though. Hold
the
on, where is
future
it?
And keep delivering
See,
new,
Joe can't see my
epic
chat. Please tell him for
experiences
me.
that are going to stand the test of time.
It's a
Where is
wonderful thing to be able
Medieval
to,
was my
to be
first
part
Total
of
War.
something
Okay.
that has such a long and lasting legacy.
And it's stood the test of time. It's one of those great franchises. Few games get to celebrate that milestone.
Elder Scrolls?
And this game happens to
I
be
mean,
something
Elder Scrolls
very
is another one.
special.
And it also feels like
Much as I
it's
don't
not just
like,
a milestone,
they
it's
would be
getting
stupid
older,
not to do
it's just
40K.
the beginning of something new and where we're going next.
We
Lord of the
all
Rings is the only
together
thing I can think
as a
of.
team
That's what I'm saying,
bring it
dude.
to the
Okay.
future.
Imagine if the fucking fantasy is Lord of the Rings. They come out with fucking pre-production Medieval
And
3.
that almost brings us
And
to
then
the end of our anniversary
fucking
showcase.
the fantasy one
And
is
what
like
a celebration it's been.
Lord of the Rings.
25 years ago,
Holy
we
shit,
set out
that
to
would
build
be
a
fucking
strategy
massive.
experience unlike any other. What began as a single game has grown into a franchise full of unforgettable moments which have been
Yeah,
shared by
they're
tens
not all
of
unforgettable.
millions
There
of
are
players
some
around
moments
the
that
world.
could definitely be
Today,
forgettable.
we've celebrated that legacy by announcing a return to one of the most beloved eras in Total War history with Medieval 3. And we're preparing for the Cataclysm with the Lords of the End Times DLC and the End Times update for Warhammer 3. Few games get to celebrate such a monumental milestone, but we're eager and excited to spend many more years with you all. When we say your support means the world to us, we mean it. Whether you're playing our games, watching our newest trailers, submitting bug feedback, or commenting Med3 when on every social post imaginable, all of this contributes to creating the bedrock for Total War's success. Finally, before we end today, we have one last thing to share.
All right, let's go. See what this one
Hi
is.
everyone, I'm Attila, game director on the next major title being developed at Creative Assembly. Whilst we are not ready to unveil the project in all of its glory, it represents one of the most ambitious games we have ever worked on as a studio, and we can't wait to share it with you. We would like to invite you to tune in to the Game Awards on December 11th to watch the world premiere announcement trailer for our next Total War title. After that moment, we look forward to sharing more with you. Once again, from all of us today, thank you.
Boo! I knew that wasn't going to be today. I fucking knew it. I fucking knew it. I knew they weren't going to announce it today. What'd they say? August 11th? No, December 11th, they said? Is that it? Are we done? It was only an hour? I thought it was going to be way longer than that. No fantasy game. Yeah, that's it. That be the fucking end of it. Right there. All right. Well. Let's talk about it for a couple minutes here. What do you guys think? What do you guys think? Game Awards show, yeah. I had a feeling. I had a feeling that they weren't going to say it until then. So, what do you guys think? You guys excited for Medieval 3? I am excited for Medieval 3. Can you have more dishonored yourself, brought shame upon your families, but worst of all, you have slightly inconvenienced me with that tease. That's fucking funny. That is fucking funny. I'm just glad Medieval 3 is not a fantasy anymore. Yeah, no, cheeky, absolutely, I agree with you. One in Napoleon 2, but it's nice too, yeah. Medieval 3 announcement was all PR, no substance. I mean, we'll see. For Med 3, they kept mentioning High Medieval. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, they're giving themselves a gigantic fucking window of time. I mean, when did they announce it this year? When did they announce it that they were going to be announcing in December? Of course, it's PR. Have to make the historical people happy somewhat. Yeah. Definitely going to wish list as soon as they let us. Oh, sure. Hopefully they don't rush it and release some bullshit of a game. That's a big fucking thing. I think for a lot of people, Mo. They said, no, they didn't say when it was coming out. Waj Tekolo. They just said it's in pre-production, which we're guessing, we're guessing it's probably going to be about 2 years. The vision page for Medieval 3 says 1187. Great show, Mark. Joe. Great show, Joe. Thank you. Yeah, man. I mean, it's the first time I've ever done something like this, and I have to thank, Enora's in Jersey for giving me the idea to do this. So thank you to the two of you guys for saying you should do this. It was definitely fun. It was a good time. It was definitely a good time. We think that too. 2027, yeah. Hope it's a giant map and not just Europe and Medieval 2. Yep. I mean, I really, with some of the things that they were saying in there, I got Mana Lord vibes from it. I got Thrones of Britannia recruiting system vibes. Like there was a lot of things that were thrown in there. I got a little bit of like a Crusader Kings kind of thing too. You're welcome for my idea. Yeah, that cliffhanger, that was like, all right, here we come. Wait until December 11th. Fuck you. I don't know. I'm not as much of a fantasy Total War player as I am the historical, obviously. Now we reload Rome 2 and go play as Rome in Legendary Campaign. But I hope Medieval 3 is definitely a big fucking name. That's huge. They're giving themselves a lot of room and a lot of fucking opportunity to do the best with this. I just hope that they do well with it. I hope they put out the best that they can put out, and it's what we want. I know it's probably going to look, it's probably going to look a little cartoony, because it seems like there's a lot of games that are going in that direction as of late, and not just Total War games. Like, a lot of games seem like they're going more towards the cartoony side of looks, but I do hope that it has some view of, the older games as well, to bring back that feel to it. That would be cool too. I think that would be cool too. Another week. 4T sounds like my ex. God damn. What's up, Trey Boy? How you doing, man? Good to see you. Early pre-production can still be canceled. Ragnar. Damn it. I hope it's not cartoony. I mean, it's going to be a little bit. It is going to be a little bit, because that's just how games are nowadays. There's a lot of games that are being more cartoony made than other ones. I want either Game of Thrones or Dune or Lord of the Rings, but I think it's 40K Warhammer for fantasy. Hannibal, I mean, you kind of hit it. Fantasy doesn't just have to be Warhammer. I mean, it could be. I didn't even think Game of Thrones, but I was saying Lord of the Rings. Like, it could definitely be a Lord of the Rings, and I think that would be a fucking hammer. I think that would be an absolute fucking hammer dropped on an anvil if they came out with pre-production Medieval 3 as the historical, and Lord of the Rings on the fantasy side. That'd be crazy. That would be crazy. But Ragnar, I do echo your statement of that it can be canceled. But if they cancel it, they're fucking done. If they cancel it, they're fucking done. Like, there's no, now that they've announced it, especially if they've announced it, if they cancel it, close the doors. Close the doors. It's over. If it's Lord of the Rings, they got to compete with Dawnless Days. Yeah. I hear you on that. I definitely hear you on that. I would say the only thing that not the only thing, but I mean, CA have a whole company. You know what I mean? Like, so that's why we haven't had an update for 12.12. Then maybe due to copyrights, or they got employed. Hannibal, if they got the medieval, if they got the 12.12 team, if they fucking hired the 12.12 team. Whoo. Yeah, Medieval's going to be fucking amazing. Amazing. In the nicest way possible, if they made Lord of the Rings, there is no competing with Dawnless Days. They whoop it. Yeah. No, they're not going to cancel it. Bethesda did that with modders before. That's true. Fantasy is fine as long as it does not have magic, because that is the reason why no formation in Warhammer is smart, because one gets penalized immediately for having two units too close together. Yeah. I agree with you guys on that. Still working on Medieval 3. Here's Troy 2. Oh, my God. Check main Total War site. I think it's Medieval 3. It is. It is Medieval 3, Claude. Yeah, they announced it, Claudius. They announced Medieval 3. Pre-production Medieval 3, which in here, guessing it's probably going to be, what did we say, 2 years? So I'm thinking if it is 2 years, it'll be, I think that would be a good Christmas. Good Christmas 2027, I think. Luckily, Lord of the Rings is low fantasy. Magic's really subtle. That is true, Cal. That is definitely true. They didn't hire any 12-12 that I know of. That sucks. That sucks. I'm surprised that it seemed to come before 2030, to be honest. Imagine they cancel that Med 3 drop just to... Oh, my fucking God. Dude, I'm telling you right now, if they fucking... I hope they make Kingdom of Scotland OP. I hope they make Kingdom of Scotland fucking stronger than they were in, at least in the beginning of Medieval 2. Dude, now play Medieval 2 as Celebration. Mo, if they cancel Medieval 3, it's over. It's over. It's fucking over. Like, that's it. They will not be able to. They would not be able to come back. They would not be able to. There is. Quote me right now. If they cancel Medieval 3, there is no coming back from it. There's none. There is none. On the historical side, they've been pushing the historical fans. They've been nudging and fucking the historical side of the community for so long, since Thrones. They couldn't possibly come back. Working on Med 3. Here is original Rome. They're not going to cancel. No, I don't think they're going to cancel either. I don't think they're going to cancel it either. Damn, if Lord of the Rings Total War, then all of Dauntless Days hard work is for nothing. Well, I mean, I guess to a degree, same thing could be said depending on how Medieval 3 is. That could be kind of said the same as 12-12, though 12-12 has been out for a while. Like, Dauntless Days' campaign is just coming out in, 10 days? The 14th, I think? Let's be honest here. It's a new engine, means new problems that will take a long time to fix, and multiplayer probably will be broken as hell on launch. Oh, yeah. Probably. It's probably going to be a little broken, but hopefully it's not as broken as, Rome 2 was when it first came out. Hopefully. If they cancel it, Sega send the Yakuza. Jesus Christ. That would definitely be the end. That would definitely be the end of CA. It'd be nice if they did every army at their strongest point make player strategy matter even more. That would be cool. They cancel, I'll never play any of their games again. Well, I'll still play the games that I own. I'll still play Rome 2 and fucking... I'll play all the games except for the other ones. It's the age of legend and fairy tales. Nice. That was nice. Wait, I had to go... What was the fantasy thing? December 11th at whatever the fuck game show thing. That's when they're going to announce it. Total War Game of Thrones would be dope, don't you think? I think it would. I think Game of Thrones would be an amazing fantasy game as well. I mean, there's obviously dragons. You can there's dragons in Warhammer. You could definitely do dragons. You can do large scale shit. I mean, they've shown that you can do large scale fucking wars. Dude, the amount of mods that there are for these Total War games, they can make the battle maps bigger, which in turn will allow them to make the fucking armies and units bigger. They'll have plenty of room. You know what I mean? I hope they do bring back historical battles like in old titles. That would be cool as well, Hannibal. Honest, that would be definitely cool. 2035, Med 3 is going through a lot of fixes before release. Here's Troy 2. Jesus Christ. Oh, my God. The choice you make when you choose to mod. Battle of Bannockburn all over again. Yeah. New engine means most likely... Wait. Did you write the same thing again? Oh, no, you didn't. New engine means Most likely, launch has to be postponed longer than managers planned, and thus has to be released before it finished. And first thing that suffers is always multiplayer. Sure. Do I like dragons? I mean, dragons are in Game of Thrones. It also has it's also because the new fantasy is probably the new engine, and the new fantasy is coming out before the next historical. Yeah, I think the next they probably have more work done on the fantasy game than they do. Well, I mean, the historical game is in pre-production, so they could have like a faction made for the fantasy one, and it's already ahead. Oh, that's so nice, Ragnar. No. But yeah. I'm excited to see. What did they say the 11th? What was that on? Some game show thing or something? I think so. I think so. Game Awards, I think? Okay. What do you know, Joe? Hey, Timmy, what's going on, man? I know that Medieval 3 is in pre-production, and that they completely fucking snowed the rest of that live stream into thinking that they were gonna tell us what the fantasy game was also, but we have to wait. We have to wait until the Game Awards on December 11th. Which, I mean, it's only 7 days, so it's a week. Whatever. They showed at least some damage simulation on buildings, which looked cool, and they said AI can respond to it. So I would say it's quite along in development now. Yeah, I would say so. Hope they don't make all the Scotch ginger, because that's racist. That's fucking funny. Oh, Kaus, I didn't even see this. Sega once allegedly hired the Yakuza to kidnap the... Oh, fuck. I didn't even know that. That sounds scary. It does does sound a little worrisome, if you will. But yeah, that was fun. That was a good time. I had a good time with that. Thank you guys for coming to hang out. I definitely appreciated you guys coming to hang out, honestly. Scott's better have an amazing accent. If not, then I'm refunding. To be frank, they did say they were announcing 2 games, so guess they're counting that end DLC as one. I mean, maybe. I don't know. But that was a good time, guys. Thank you very much for coming to hang out. I definitely appreciated it. Be on the lookout. You're going to have another bracket starts today. 2 more teams starts for the Land of Sieges tournament. The Scott accent is in early pre-production. Pre-production. Goddamn. But yeah, that was a good time. I definitely thank you guys for coming to hang out. I'm glad that we were all able to fucking see what the game was together, and I enjoyed the back and forth, the talk, the speaking the conversations that we had here. Yeah, but I got to run. I got some shit to do. So thank you all very, very much. Keep an eye out. Make sure to hit the like button on the video, and make sure to hit the notification bell on the channel as well while you're here in case you don't have it, so you guys know when videos come out, live streams go live, announcements, all that stuff, blah, 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 blah. Feel free to join Twitch if you want to as well. Join the Hungry Wolves Discord, all that fun stuff. But yeah, that's going to be the it. That's going to be the it, apparently. That's going to be it for right now. I'm thinking of streaming later. I don't know if it's going to be on this channel or if it's going to be on the JoeOnit Plays channel. I got to figure out what's what and what I want to do. So, but thank you guys again very, very much. I definitely appreciated you guys coming to hang out. Hopefully you guys enjoyed it. Have a great rest of your day. Stay safe, and as always, until the next one, which the video will probably come out in like an hour or so. So, bye-bye.